Okay. So for Ghost Your Clutter, the day five, I got a little long winded. I talked a little lot and I didn't get a chance to talk to you about sentimental item decluttering. So if you did not, if you're just getting this because you were like looking for sentimental item decluttering, there is a free challenge. It's called Ghost Your Clutter. You can go to the description, you can sign up and get access to that full challenge. It is free and you can join us in that. It's great. It's 5 days in a row, 10 minutes of decluttering a day. That's the minimum, 15 items or more decluttered each day. Definitely go check it out. But one thing that I wanted to talk to you about and just some supporting content is sentimental item decluttering. It is one of the things that holds moms up from actually being able to clear clutter from their house. And it is one of the things that I am really, really good at curating. So I have 5 kids. And I think when people hear that I declutter, they just assume that I am not sentimental. And that could not be further from the truth. I am deeply sentimental. And I'm even deeply sentimental in keeping certain things that honor our story, that get me excited about talking about our stories and our history and our memories together. And I've taught my kids how to curate their own memory boxes because what I don't want is for me to just save a bunch of their stuff that they don't care about, that they have to inherit when they're older. I want them to curate their stuff now, stuff that they want to take with them, to take into their lives, to share with their friends, their families, if they have kids and things like that. So they have their own memory boxes. And then I have ones that I keep for myself, stuff that I want to keep. And so the 2 items that are most significant that people love to hear about and love to hear me talk about are number one, my wedding dress. You know what? I'm going to go get it real quick. Dang it. Okay. I actually don't have it right now for a good reason. So, my wedding dress, my husband and I'm going to tell you the story. My husband and I got married secretly. We eloped in 2012 and we were living in Alaska at the time in October. Everything getting shipped to Alaska is so slow. And we decided, and we had like 3 days before we were getting married officially, legally. I needed a dress. I couldn't find one because in Alaska in October, there are no dresses. There are definitely no white dresses. And I couldn't get it shipped. And, it was like, why would I ship a dress? Like, even if it gets here in time, it's probably not going to fit right, blah, blah, blah. So I had this pink dress. It's like the salmon colored dress. This is like more of a burnt orange, but it's like a salmon color dress that I wore to our friend's wedding. And it's actually the friend who owned the coffee shop that I worked at. Because Alaska has these cute little coffee boxes that really aren't anywhere else that I've been. I worked there. Mocha Motion. Kelsey was the owner. She was good friends with my husband. That's where my husband and I met. So I wore this cute little pink dress that had pockets to her wedding, like the year before. And I love that dress because it was one night that we got to go out and do something fun. We had just had a baby and it was a great time and it was a really cute dress. And so I was like, you know what? We're eloping. Like we're doing this so differently. Like I'm going to wear a pink dress. And so I wore that pink dress and that is my wedding dress. And I love it. I love that dress so much because it highlights our story. It talks about how we eloped. It talks about how we did it because it was like, finally, we feel ready. We feel right. Like this is the right time to do this. We live in Alaska. I wore this dress to the person who introduced us. Like this is a sentimental item. This honors all of the parts of our story that are important. And I've kept that dress. And not everybody's wedding dress is sentimental. So you don't have to keep your wedding dress because you think it should be sentimental. If it's not actually sentimental, don't keep it. But my dress, for all those reasons that I just shared with you, are super sentimental. And I don't have my dress right now because one of my daughters, I was like, hey, like you need a homecoming dress. Like this is a homecoming style dress, to be completely honest. Try it on, see if it fits. And she didn't like it. It looks adorable on her, but she didn't like it. But one of her friends is trying it on. I'm like, I am so happy for like, this is a sentimental item. So don't confuse feeling something strongly or feeling guilt or feeling obligation with sentimental. Sentimental should get you feeling nostalgic in a good way. It should get you excited to tell your stories, to talk about the people and the events in your life that are important to you, right? Nobody's going to pull out a basement full of clutter and be like, oh, sentimental stuff. I kept every single thing from your childhood. That's overwhelming. That is not sentimental. So you have to go through and clear out the clutter to find those things that are truly sentimental to you, whether it's a favorite toy of your children's, favorite toys, right? Like Some of our kids' Ninja Turtles are going to be around for us forever. The Ninja Turtles, some of the Legos, some of our doll houses, the Shopkins. Oh my God, the Shopkins are staying. Some of our stuffed animals are some, not all of our stuffed animals are sentimental. So some of our stuff is sentimental, right? Some of it is sentimental for me that I want to keep if I ever become a grandma. Some of the stuff is sentimental that I want to keep to spark my memory and just revisit stories. Nostalgia is my favorite emotion in the whole wide world. And so I want to keep things that trigger nostalgia for me to talk about with my family. It's one of my favorite things to do with my kids is go through our memory boxes and talk about all of their stuff, to laugh about the school assignments that come through. Like when my son drew, I don't even know if I should say this, but they had to do like a Martin Luther King assignment. And the way that he viewed it was so funny and kind of like this dark humor of like, he's seeing this through a child's eyes. And I won't go into detail, but if you know me in person, maybe one day I'll tell you about it. But it's like seeing that from his perspective as a 6-year-old, which he never should have been told that story at school to begin with, in my opinion. He's 6. They made it so violent. Anyway, that's a whole tangent, but we like to talk about that story because we're like, this was a big deal to you. Like this really brought up a lot of feelings for you as a 6-year-old, right? And it came out in your artwork. So things like that, or like the green shorts, like my kids, we got this pair of basketball shorts for my oldest son. And all 5 of my kids have worn those green shorts. Like I am keeping those shorts. Like that is a sentimental clothing item. Keeping all of their baby clothes, not special. Keeping the ones that are actually special makes sense. And for a lot of people, this can feel overwhelming. And the secret is to clearing out the clutter that's in your way on a day-to-day basis, which is part of what I taught you in the Ghost Your Clutter Challenge. So if you haven't signed up for that or checked that out, go check it out now. But it's clearing out the clutter around your sentimental items so that you can see those with clarity and make decisions on those and make space for them, right? Because we have enough space in our living space, like in our homes and in our bedroom, in our home and in our bedrooms, that my kids can take their memory boxes up to their room and show their friends, which they do sometimes. And I think that is such a gift. I've talked about this a lot in the challenge, but decluttering is a gift that you give to your family. It is a gift that you give yourself. It is making your home an easy to be place. It is making your home a place that is a place of connection and love and support and easily being able to spend time with each other and teaching your kids, guiding your kids, mentoring your kids, being there for your kids, holding space for their emotions without being already stretched to the limit because you're overstimulated by the clutter in your home. Like you've got a mental and emotional bandwidth because you've decluttered. Like that's what this is about. And it creates space for your sentimentality so that you can keep those things that are truly special to you that you're going to want to keep forever and ever and ever. And you're not going to be offended if your kids don't want to keep it because it's not like it's taking up your entire house. And when you die, just to go there, because we all will, you are leaving curated memories for your children that they know and they understand because they've heard you talk about that. They've heard mom talk about a wedding dress. They've heard mom talk about these funny artworks that you created. They've heard mom talk about these green shorts. They've heard mom talk about the thousands of hours and storylines that you've built with these Shopkins. Like they're going to know that stuff. And that's what you're going to be able to leave behind so that their decision-making process of what to do with your stuff is easy. They don't have to fight over it. They don't have to be overwhelmed by it. They don't have to be burdened by like renting a dumpster and feeling guilty about it. They're going to know what's important to you. They're going to know what stories they should keep with them, if they cared about you, which they do, right? Because you've curated a relationship with your family. But those are the things that I think about. And those are the things that I want you to learn how to think about too and be empowered to take action on. So got a little dark, got a little weird, got a little nostalgic, got a little sentimental with you. And I hope that's okay because that's the reality of decluttering as a mom. It's not as cut and dry as just throw away your stuff, get rid of your excess stuff. Like we have these emotions attached to it. We have sentimentality, we have nostalgia, and we have a deep, deep desire to do what's best for our family, not just what's best for us. And that's what I hope you get from this and this challenge. So Per usual, like, subscribe, comment down below with your thoughts. I would love to hear. And of course, check the description because I have a ton of links in there to get the challenge, to get the decluttering course. The 11 course bundle has an entire course dedicated on sentimental item decluttering, curating memory boxes, and exactly how I do that with my kids. Plus, Decluttering Simplified, which will help you declutter your entire house top to bottom and clear space for the sentimental items in your home. Two options, just keeping it really simple. All of it's down below. Happy decluttering. Thank you so much for being here. And again, if you find this valuable, please just share it with somebody and keep tuning in. It would mean the world to me. I will talk to you soon.